guys, how are you? And it's me, Alex. Hopefully, I will have some viewers today because I was not really planning to go live. But I can tell you this, I am getting so frustrated from all the gurus out there. Many of you know that here it is, look at my cup. Queen of, I'm not going to say the bad word, of everything. And you know what? I am not the best. I am not a genius, but I am pretty goddamn good at what I do, right? And a lot of times people try to give advice when they have no knowledge. They can stop you from, oh, you know what? Don't go there. Do not open the business. Don't become a dispatcher. Market is down. I want you to share. I want you to share this stream right now, right? So in the morning today, I was like, well, things goes good, market is down, we need to pre-book, we need to work. And then I see this posting, new dispatchers, please hold on to get into dispatching for at least a month. Market is really low and dry nowadays, and I don't want you guys to get disappointed to start. Really? This is advice from whom? I guess from guy who been in business for a long time. I guess guy who says that he knows what he's doing. So then I start reading through the comments, and people are you kidding? Are you afraid of competition? So I have people who understand the business and people who just sit there and put the stupid comments. So let's look at some. I don't know, the person, Shemeka Chantel, she's telling, why delay? As a seasoned dispatcher, I think this is the best time to jump in. I agree with her 100% because this is the opportunity to learn the business when the market is down. Because, kids, if you can find loads right now, it's going to be very easy to find loads when the market goes up, right? So agree with her 100%. What else? Then we go back to when is a peak season. Somebody's asking when is a big peak season. DT transport. Again, DT transport. If you already have been in business, you know the markets, you know the produce market, you can predict what's going on, right? So this question already shows that DT transport kind of may be new and need to catch up on the knowledge. But typically around October, February, holiday season. Well, general answer. Well, typical holiday season for what? What kind of equipment? Dry vans? What holiday seasons? We always have spot market due to holidays, right? We have spot market due to big holidays. Right now, Memorial Weekend is coming. Then we have 4th of July. But again, it has to be affected by what? It has to be affected by also economic as whole, right? So if we right now seeing that market went down due to inflation, due to situation on a whole planet, due to actually war in Ukraine, because it's not just war between Ukraine and Russia. So USA is putting a lot of money helping Ukrainians, other countries kind of backed up. It's affecting fuel gas, right? It's affecting China. China's the biggest producer. So people afraid to shop. Ask yourself, are you going right now and buying an extra stuff for summer for your patio? No. You kind of seeing that prices goes up and you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll skip those extra few thousand on flowers this year because I don't know where it's going, right? Market prices went up, interest rates goes up, so people are not spending money as a retails because they try to buy the houses, they have to pay more money for the mortgages, for the closing cost, right? So that's why this is affecting trucking. Secondary, we had overflow of trucks, right? So we had too many trucks, and Now we have so many trucking company who jump into this business because market was up, right? So market was up, new dispatchers came in, they were actually dispatching like this, right? Because it was easy, because market was paying already. What's going on right now? Everybody's quitting. I cannot find the loads. Oh my god, what I am gonna do? How can I start? Well, if you know the basics, if you know the foundation, if you understand that now you need to pre-book, that you need to eliminate deadheads, you still gonna dispatch for your best ability, right? So let's see. This guy is telling whoever posted this, now he's replying to everybody else, right? And that's what gets me. There, people asking, well, the market is going up and down. That's something we deal in transportation all the time. As an owner of the company, as a driver, as a dispatcher, that doesn't mean that people cannot become drivers right now. That doesn't mean that people should not open trucking company. That doesn't mean that you as a dispatcher should wait now till when? Till market goes up? Come on. You cannot do this. So he's telling, since he's a pro, um, new dispatchers are just not getting anything because it's very difficult to book a normal load. What terminology is this? What is a normal load? I am just curious. Um, Loads at first, and carrier doesn't care if you are new or not. They want best rates, which we cannot get right now. So this time it's quiet low, and they will surely be disappointed. New dispatcher cannot get to the shippers directly. So for sure, no go rates from the brokers. Let's stop right here. You telling me, whatever your name is, Satinger, Brar, that you've been in this business for a long time. And you telling them that as a dispatcher, you cannot get a good loads right now because why? Because you cannot go directly to the shipper? God damn, you cannot go directly to the shipper if you dispatcher. You are not a broker. You do not own trucking company. How can you go directly to the shipper? This is illegal activity. That's why we have all this going on in all these groups. Dispatching is illegal. Dispatching is not illegal. Pretending that you are a broker going directly to shipper as a dispatcher, this is illegal activity. So whoever gives this advice, of course I did had to answer this, right? And he is telling me, he continues to answer, I am not saying that dispatcher have direct connection. Someone else was saying that, and I was replying to that person, which I forgot to tag. Secondly, shippers do work directly with the carriers. I am working in this industry from a long time, and my company had direct customer without any brokers. Exactly. Your company, your carrier who have assets had contract. Not you as a dispatcher went directly to shipper and got this carrier contract. This is two different things. Being a dispatcher for trucking company which already has direct dedicated lanes because they have 20 trucks, 30 trucks, of course they don't need a brokerage. And then in this case, who are you? You kind of like secretary, right? You just assign the truck 7 to this road, Chicago to Memphis today. You assign truck 16 tomorrow, right? To this. So you are actually just a secretary. So let's see who is calling us. Dispatch. Dispatch.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I miss. Yeah.
Can I help you, sir?
No. Thank you.
Oh, no. Thank you. Well, I think it was another dispatch service because it shows Best Dispatch LLC. Well, I think they heard my voice and they cannot even continue talking. They need to call back and at least say the first sentence, well, I'm trying to provide dispatch service. But guys, today is about, can a new dispatchers enter business now? Yes or no? We have half of population who says no, no way, you cannot succeed right now, just wait on hold. This is wrong. Guys, in your life, if you decide to do something, if you're gonna try to put it on hold for a day, for 2, for 3, for 5 months, for a year, you will never succeed. And I can tell you this, when you enter in the market, when the market is low, if you're gonna be able to manage to find the loads, if you're gonna be able to manage to still do your best, better than national average, believe it or not, you're gonna be dispatching like this when the market goes up. Do not listen to no one. You need to get your knowledge, you need to get your foundation, and you need to do your job at your best. And to do it your best, you just need to follow the logical principle. I am going to show you what's happening right now when market goes down after we finish talking to one of my students. Here is the thing, guys. I decided to go live 25 minutes ago, right? I was making my coffee and I'm like, you know what? I have 2 more minutes before I go live. And I have one of my students who I admire. He came, who studied dispatch, he went to safety, and he is a new dispatcher now. I gave him, guys, I gave him 2 minutes. Do you want to jump on a live right now? Here's the link. I did not know if he's gonna jump it, but look at this. He's the one who does it right now, and he's the one who can tell us the truth. So I am gonna bring Alex, my previous student, to the screen, and we're gonna see, is it possible to be a dispatcher now? And I admire guy for giving him 2 minutes. He's just jumping, and we'll see how it goes. So Alex, I know it's something new for you. You're gonna become a star. I am adding you. Make sure you unmute yourself. So now you're my big star. Thank you for responding within 2 minutes. How
Yeah,
today?
good, good.
Good. I think you saw this post again and you did like my answer. So let me ask you this. What do you think? As a new dispatcher right now, when the market goes down, should you wait or you should still go and try to get carriers, try to dispatch? Because you're brand new, right? You just started and market was not that great when you started. It was already going down. You still got maybe a week of a good market, maybe 2 weeks, but then it went down. So tell me, Alex, what is your opinion on this?
Yeah, it's never late. It's never early. You start whenever you are ready, at least psychologically. But you need to have the foundation first of all. Because I'm also in all those groups, and I really don't like a lot of questions there because it's very unprofessional. People want to start dispatching, and dispatch seems to be like only making money until you get any knowledge about it. So there are so many details even while doing your class, like for dispatch or then later safety. I've learned so much. I wouldn't ever be able to do anything in dispatch because I've done some other trainings before. I paid $1,000.
Well, let's stop you here because I
Yeah.
don't want people to think that, oh my God, she brought somebody who is going to be advertised to her classes.
I'm
No, let's be honest. You came to me after you tried to be dispatcher previously. So tell me that journey. When was it? How many classes did you take? And why you never became dispatcher after that class? Why?
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Actually, that was 2019 summer, and that was online. I've never had interactive classes at all. I had all materials, and I learned a lot. There were books and pre-recorded videos actually, and I thought that time I knew everything. But then I started advertising. I did some videos for advertising. People started calling me. It was 2 years ago, and they were asking some questions that I didn't have answer to. So, and I was kind of afraid. What if I take someone as independent owner operator and then it wouldn't work or this or that? I felt I needed something else. But
But you were in America. Fake it until you can make it. Don't you?
uh,
Can you pretend just, oh my God, I am the best dispatcher. I gross 20,000 a week. Just come to me. Or you
no,
actually
no.
felt inside that it would not be right way
That
for
wouldn't work
business.
because when you take responsibility, so there are actually I categorized all those drivers in three different people. Like one is who works for the miles for the company, another one is leased owner operator, still paying to the company for all those services 18, 20, 22%, and then get all the services. And the third one that is like going to us like independent people is when he has the truck, has the trailer, has or wants to have his own MC insurance and everything. So it's fully independent. The level three, I would call it so. When people want to get rid of all those lies from the companies, when they cheat about the rates and everything. And that's why I needed more. It's not only about dispatch. When you advertise your services as a dispatcher, you need to do the safety, compliance,
Wow, let's see,
reporting.
where did you learn that?
Of course, of course, with you. That's why I was not as sure before because I started advertising. But who would do the IFTA reporting? Let's say that's not so difficult, but you have to know it how to take the miles and the gallons and everything. But you do it every day, like reporting, like then summarize for the quarter, etc., etc. You do the safety. How do you do the safety? What documents do you need? What kind of folders do you need? So who knows that? But when advertising only dispatch service, it's like not even 20, 30% of.
Hold on, Alex. Let's see. Dispatch.
Hey, this is Dan over at Fastmore Logistics. How are you doing today?
Hi, Daniel. I'm doing great. Are you calling about my truck in Indiana for tomorrow?
I am.
You are. So what do you have? I see you have Odon, Indiana, going to Missouri.
Jackson.
Yeah. What is the deal there?
Right. Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal. What time is the pickup?
Between 11 and 1.
11 and 1. What is the commodity?
It is going to be about just over 23,000 pounds of plastic product. It is all clean, all palletized.
Okay. And how much are you paying for this?
Looks like right now they're looking to be around 650.
650. Are you calling Uber or Lyft?
Pardon me?
I pardon you. I mean, for 255 miles, you want to pay $650?
That's what they're looking to be at. What are you looking to be at?
Well, honey, if I have to do pickup, it's going to be next day delivery for dry van. I'm right there. Good guy, good truck. I need to be at least at 1,000, hun.
Okay. We don't have 1,000 to the customer, so they would not take a loss right now.
Of course, you can find a lot of desperate companies who will do it for 650, but thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. That's how it goes today, right, Alex?
Yeah.
Nonsense. So he was calling about we are right there tomorrow, still going to Missouri, not straight through. It is going to be 20,000 dry load. But come on, guys, I need to be at least at 900. So I had to start
Yes.
at 1,000, right? At 1,000 because otherwise it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But let's go back to Alex. So you have now learn safety, right? Sorry that I interrupted you. Since we're
That's
doing
fine.
live, they have to see how it goes, right? We still do lives, we still dispatch, we have our load board posting and all the time. So who is the easiest driver for you? Company driver? Let's say somebody hired you and they have 5 drivers. What do you think? Guy who liaison still working for company, but you kind of still dispatcher for the company, right? But he has Lisa, he's kind of telling you what to do, or you like kind of 1-2 trucks, brand new guy who had experience as a driver but finally got tired OBS, right? Stealing from the rate confirmation, working for somebody else who finally wants to have that small business. What is your opinion? Who is your best client? Who is your best customer?
That's that category 3 for me is the best because okay, they know how to drive, they have experience in driving, but they have no idea about, let's say, even safety. When I start talking about safety, they say, oh, what is safety? And then I'm explaining before you go to the road, so we need to have like pre-qualification files. We need to have all those checks, like for MVRs, these kind of checks, drug consortium, and all kind of portals. I have about maybe 15 different portals for one guy, even like, going back and forth, like as a company for him as one driver, and from his own point of view, like from company. It's like two different things. Like he's
Yeah.
the company, but he's also the driver. Then
Yeah.
different regulations come there. They need different stuff, as we learned in this safety. So, and by the way, when we started with this one guy, I opened or registered MC for him, did all the insurance. I helped him with everything. He asked me if I could help him in everything, then he would move to me. So he did. He trusted me, and then I started. And before we got all the register, I helped him with buying a truck. We waited for a year, then registering a truck, getting the cap card, then registering IFTA, and all.
It took you a year to finally get your carrier,
Yes,
but during that year, you were taking my dispatch class and you took the safety, right? So you were still kind of helping him, because I remember
yes,
it was kind of harsh for you, because you guys, your order was delayed
yeah,
because of the shortage of the trucks.
yeah.
But did you keep communication with him? Did you try to tell him, prepare him, that's what we're gonna do, that's what you should do first,
Yes,
right?
communication is very important because I'm letting him know about everything I'm doing because he has to know what I'm doing. Because sometimes the driver think dispatch is like going to the load board, just clicking, maybe without even talking on the phone, and that's it. And then a lot of drivers think, oh, I'm driving here, I'm doing the job, and the dispatcher is sitting somewhere on the chair and making money. So, and
Well, we have those dispatchers too. We have dispatchers who just click and kill
yeah,
Amazon, right? Who just click and they call. We have a lot of those dispatchers. That's why when they see a person who start telling them about safety, about compliance, who is actually putting their money first and their growth first, that's when you get that carrier. So you started dispatching first truck. Tell me about that first load. Tell me
yeah,
about that feeling that you know that, oh my God. And probably I was watching you on the back there, right? Because I tell you guys all the time, every time you're gonna take nonsense, I am standing right there. So just look over your right shoulder. I'm right there. So tell me the feeling. Finally, you got him going. You got him IRP, IFTA. It was a process. He got his
yeah.
truck. You brand new. Market is kind of going down. You were not that lucky, but still okay. Tell me that feeling of that day.
So he had to go to Vermont to get the trailer because we couldn't get any trailer. He had to rent it. So
Okay.
I was trying to find the trailer in the whole country for a month or maybe 6 weeks. And finally, Ryder gave us one because they needed some they had some special requirements. They didn't give the trailers to small companies or one truck companies, etc. So many details there. But finally, they gave us, and the trailer had to be picked up in Vermont.
Mm.
Now the first trip has to start in Vermont. How do I think, or how do I prepare myself to get a good load in Vermont? And that's the first one. And that was exactly 4 days after the war started in the Ukraine, and I was very worried about it. That was a really huge factor for me also. You are watching all the news, what's going on there, and you have the first load, and that was really, really crazy. But uh, yeah, that was TQL. That was okay. Around $3 a mile load. We went to Midwest from there. We started searching in the morning that day, and around 12 noon we had a load. So, and that was very good. So an experience, but I was very nervous, of course, during like the booking first load. But it was like okay. That was some kind of powder going to the factory from one factory to another. So
Let me ask you this. Have you already set him up with TQL, or you had to set up at that day?
I did all the setups that allowed me to set him up before we went on
So
the road.
let's talk about it. So you can set up even before you take the first load, and that's what dispatcher should do. The
Yes,
moment he's active, the moment you have insurance, the moment you created setup packet, you should set up at least with what? Convoy, TQL, CH Robinson, and I do have a list all the time. Actually, I will even post again on our community today. So approximately 12 to 14
Yes.
companies who will give you load after being 1 day in business, and that's your homework, right? Because can you picture if you were start doing setup on that day with TQL, do you really think that it would be smooth?
No, by the way, TQL or CH Robinson needs 2 or 3 business days in order to check everything. They can't do it like right away. There are small companies they can do, but after the first setup, there was a website RMIS or something like that.
RMIS, it's not okay. It's we're not a website, so let's tell everybody. RMIS,
The
this
data.
is a third party which actually Truck Stop brought them out, and this is system which helps you to connect. So right here, let me just share it with people. So here, guys, you have this third party. They charge brokers to make their setups with carriers easy. So you can actually go and try to get set up with as many brokers as you have ahead of the time, right?
Yes.
So you have your certificate of insurance, all your information verified there. And that's when you're gonna go, guys, and update if you have any changes. If you added a reefer breakdown, you should update your file. If you added extra trucks, you should update your files. If you change into the new policy, you should update, because then you're not gonna have interruption. So we have our MIS, we have on that, we have onboarded that provides that service too. Then we have my carrier setup, also third party. So what do? They make money on making paperwork easier. So Alex did listen to my advice and he did set up them early. So the first load is TQL. So tell me, everybody says, oh my God, TQL is the worst. But do we really have choice? As a new company, one truck coming from Vermont, was there any options there besides maybe TQL? I don't know, maybe CH Robinson and some companies who would not even work with you yet,
No,
right?
because it's not much. But by the way, I'm not like I like mostly TQL with in terms of rates and how fast and organized they are compared. I mean, considering this kind of slow market right now, still what I've seen, they have more or less okay prices. I mean, rates compared to others.
Let's see something. So let's talk about this week. First, Alex, what tools do you use? What load board do you use?
That's the AT.
You use that. Do you go and look at tread lines?
Yes, of course.
Right. So you look
And
at
the
headlines as a general, right? And then quick rate search, quick rate search. So let's look everybody. So it shows in April, market for the dry vents, we're talking about dry vents, went down to 283. Of course, this data is not correct yet. We're gonna see it in few days. It is gonna be lower because we're talking about 240 to 250 average right now, right? For reefers, we went down by 73 cents per mile from last time. So this does not actually show the correct numbers as well. But why I am telling you this? First, you need to know monthly data, what's going on. Then you go and of course you check what's going on with loads and who is paying the most. You can do quick rate search. Alex, did you notice when we were going through the classes in November, when we were going through the classes in safety, you still were, because you finished what? You finished November, right? Do you remember every time we would look for the load in Indiana, in Chicagoland, in Missouri, we would see 2,000 loads, 3,000 loads,
yeah,
3,500, and now that number goes to 400,
yeah,
300.
yes.
So what do you do in this case? Do you pre-book, or are you hoping for the miracle, for the sitting and looking for tomorrow?
Now, even if you look like today or looked this morning, you had to book already the load for tomorrow because tomorrow's loads were going like crazy today already. And this is happening the last week also,
Yeah.
because you
So
don't check like
booking,
load only.
pre-booking. So
Yeah.
let's see. Let's see. I show you guys the loads for one of my guys right now. So we went through New Hampton, Iowa to London. Pay attention. Friday to Monday. London, we pick up London, Kentucky on Monday, deliver on Tuesday, Chicago. We pick up at Bedford Park. We are going to Waterloo, we already delivered. We pick up in Cedar Rapids. We are delivering in Nina, and we picking up in Nina. Alex, what are you seeing? What I am doing? Because you already know what I'm pointing to. No deadheads, right? If I
Yes.
am delivering to London, Kentucky, I am picking up in London, Kentucky, right? My deadheads are very small. If I am delivering to Nina, Wisconsin, I am picking up in Nina, Wisconsin, right? So let's see. Who are the brokers since we're talking about, right? So from Iowa to Kentucky, it's open road. One of my guys who I work with, 2200, right? Next one, Axel Logistics. We go in London, Kentucky to Chicago, 1100. Yesterday, TQL, right? We going 200 something miles for $1,000, and we going from Bedford to Waterloo. We got another TQL. That's why, because we were talking about TQL, right?
Yeah.
We're going right there from Cedar Rapids. We're going to Nina, Wisconsin for another 1,000. And for tomorrow, where are we picking up? We're picking up in Nina, Wisconsin, and going to Indianapolis for 1,200, right? So let's look back on all our miles. 2,200 miles. I added on piece of paper 2,200, 1,100, 1,000, 1,012. It's going to be 6,500. Divide by 2,200. We at 295 per mile. So, Alex, you can say, Alex, but you are professional. Why you only have 295 per mile, right? Aren't you better than everybody else? That's why we go back where? We go back to this. And yes, I am still 295 for all miles because here is only loaded miles. So when you add your deadheads, your rate is going to be 240, 250. So, do I prove you a point that still, even in this market, if you pre-book, if you eliminate deadheads, if you keep to shorter distance, your guy's still making 6,500. It's not even full week, right? At $3 per mile. I mean, is it possible, Alex? What
Yes.
is your game right now? What is your game?
For April, I have 282.
282. Okay.
April. But if I take the whole period for the 2 months, it's 309 all miles.
309, because we cannot only discuss on one load, on two loads, on 1 week. We go per month, we go per quarter, and we go per year. So
And
then, yeah.
one important to say here, tomorrow is 90 days of the MC that is active, and JB Hunt is opening, and many XPO, JB Hunt, and many other big brokers also. So I couldn't get from them sometimes very good loads because system allow me to.
And with them, with the GB Hunt and XPO, I always plan on their load boards because it's easier, right?
Yeah.
You go, you post, you can even post at night. You know when I like to do it? Like if they have to cover for the next morning and they did not cover, you go, you post your bid at 10 p.m. Believe me, it's going to be accepted if it has to pick up at 8, 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Good
So,
advice.
yeah, you have to do that. But a word of advice. How can people get that first carrier? Because everybody's telling, how can I get the first carrier? Can you give me 3 good advices for the new dispatchers? Because it's a different to get carrier for me. I have people calling, and actually, you know what? I'm gonna refer you some 2 guys. I mean, they're really good. I'm just not taking right now anymore work. But tell me, what do you think the crucial 3 things you need to do or you need to have prepared to get the carriers?
Well, we have to look at it from the point of view of the carriers. Why should they come to you? They come to you, they come probably from other company or other dispatcher because they don't like something. And when you talk to them, it doesn't matter how you talk to them. You advertise, they call you, or you tell all your friends, whoever you know, that you started this kind of business, and then they refer somebody to you. But you have to build that trust. Without trust, they will never come to you, no matter how you advertise, what you promise. It doesn't matter. And at least when you start, at least you can do like 1 week, maybe free, like two, three loads. Maybe you look at each other, how you work, can you work even each other with each other, because sometimes it doesn't match. So it's not like sometimes marriages
It's like in marriage,
that,
sometimes marriages work, sometimes they don't. So
yeah.
you have to make sure that you can work with this carrier, because even if I am a great dispatcher, if the person is not looking at the market, it does not share my ideas of what we have to do, how we should move, it's impossible. Let me ask you this. Does your carrier trust you and lets you make all the decisions, or you are on a phone 24/7 asking his permission to book?
So at the beginning, as we started, we were communicating, of course, while booking a load every minute, maybe. But I'm not like calling. I'm chatting. So I'm looking at the load board, or I'm talking to the broker, and I'm informing him, like sending him information. But then the trust builds, and you can make decisions yourself because you know what he wants or how he wants it, or you know his minimum like requirements in terms of rate per mile, and you see the market better. You explain, and if he understands, then he trusts you. Because I was lucky, my guy. When we talk, he understands what's going on the market. He doesn't say, "Why couldn't you book $5 load for me?" He knows what's going on there. He talks
Okay, so you
other
got lucky. You have an intelligent guy who
intelligent.
understands that market goes down and he has to be
Yeah,
realistic.
yeah,
Because again, let's go back to expectations. If I have to say, well, how much do you need per mile? That's one. I know the cost, right? I know how much, but then we have market. So if market right now at 283, and you're gonna sit there and say, well, I still want to have all the loads $4. The only way we can do that, if you're gonna take the short loads, right? 100 miles, 150 miles. Yeah, your rate is gonna be what? $4 or $5, but your gross is not gonna be per week. But some people have expectations when do not meet the market. So as a dispatcher, do you think it's important to have a talk maybe once a week and say, well, that's what's happening, that's what was happening on Monday, I think that market is going to go down this week and we should pre-plan? Should you talk to your carrier, or should you just kind of try your best? What do you think?
no, communication is the key. I think he has to know everything, what's going on, and then he will be more like trustful towards you. So
Okay.
yeah,
Did you start doing your black book?
no.
Okay. What is a black book? Tell everybody what I'm telling in the classes. What has to go in a black and white book? So, what would you put in a black book?
Bad brokers.
Bad brokers, but mostly since you are new, right? And your guy goes to shippers, receivers, sometimes you should ask, how was receiving side? How was the shipper side, right? Because you want to start putting, you know what? Don't go here. Unorganized, hard to park, chance of getting to accident, right? So that's what you put.
Yeah.
Also, you need to start making comments on what? Shippers and receivers. Well, easy to deal, easy to unload. They do work in, they do not work in. No parking, right? No overnight parking. Why would it be important to check on this? Not only after your driver goes through this, but before. What steps do you do after you receive the rate confirmation? You receive rate confirmation, you got your pickup. Do you do any extra calls?
Well, I check the details first of all to see if it matches what I talked to the broker, because sometimes they make mistakes. If there is, let's say, two peaks, there could be like one and second peak different addresses, or there was one receiving address on BOL, and I somehow double checked it. It was wrong there. It should have been what's on RateCon. I I communicated them. I called the broker several times, and they finally updated it. It was Intel somewhere, but despite of that, there was a problem finding the receiving dock because the facility was huge. But anyways, what was like last week. So because of that address, the driver got to the facility delivering on time, 8 in the morning appointment, and there was the security guy saying it's wrong address here. So I called the broker. Broker said, I don't know anything. Can you try what's on the rate con? There is a number. I called the number. The guy told me I'm not there. There is a local guy. Please call him. He gave me the other number, and I called the other guy, and finally he got to the truck and guided him to the right place. And then I updated the broker with all the information, what I did, how I talked, whom I talked to. He said, okay, thank you very much. He thanked me. And so I had to, it was like 5-10 minutes, but it's work process. So I
Yeah,
was,
it's a work process. That's what
yeah,
you do as a dispatcher. You have to help. You cannot just sit there and tell driver you figure it out, right? Because
yeah,
okay, driver can figure it out maybe, but if you speed it up, if you call, it's gonna be faster. Because again, what do you have? You have another reload. So if you just sit there and don't do anything, who are you punishing? Yourself, because
yeah, exactly.
your load can be canceled, right? Your driver can get frustrated. So this is a part of the job. We're not just booking the load. We need to keep updates. We need to make sure that everything's smooth. Are you following my rules that every time you deliver the load, you send them bill of lading, you thank them for the load, and you making sure that it's closed in a system? Yes or no?
If there is, let's say, 3 day load, I'm sending them email every day. We are okay, we're on schedule, delivering on time in this place. Let's say I will update you tomorrow. Then tomorrow I'm doing this again. When we deliver, I'm saying we are here waiting for the dock right now. As soon as he's unloaded or loaded, doesn't matter. I'm sending him again. Let's say we've done the load. Thank you for your business. We've done it. Everything went smoothly. Driver is there, unloaded, and we're going back. Do you have anything from there going, let's say, Midwest? I'm asking them also. They might have something because they are
Yeah,
happy.
we call it backhaul, right? Do you have
Yeah,
any backhaul in the
yeah.
area?
So this is how, yeah, updating the broker always and the driver, of course. So it's communication. Yeah, man.
So let me ask you this. So you book the loads for him, you do the safety, you prepare him for the new entrant audit. I know that you file the paperwork because it was easy, right? After the class, you know what to do. You just file your first EFTA. Wow, you learn from your own mistakes, right?
Yes.
Texting Alex saying, why do I have to pay penalty? Well, because you choose the wrong date for the 2021. Was it easy to fix? Well, you're gonna remember this now, right? Tell me, do you do invoicing for your carrier or he does it itself?
I do everything for him.
Okay.
Actually, paperwork he needs to know. I do all like when he like fuels, even like when he does the fueling. So he sends me the pictures of the receipts. I have a database. I have in Excel. That's what I need for IFTA. Let's say how much he spent and where in which state, and then I have the information from ELD where he burned his fuel. That's what we need for IFTA, right? So and all kind of paperwork that he needs to have, I'm doing for him.
So how do you like, because you did sign up with me through the RTS, as many of you know that we have factoring, I your agent in RTS. Of course, all the customer service, they have their special team. So as an agent, we don't really do customer service, but we do making sure that you're okay. Do you like easy, how easy it is with invoicing, how easy it's to track stuff with the RTS?
Yeah, RTS is amazing. I love them because first, yeah, one restriction, we can't get the load from all the brokers because I'm checking the loads, the broker
Yeah.
and with RTS.
We go to credit, right? And
Yes,
we always check. So this is free. So if you put, I don't know, by the name American something, right? I don't even know. American. Let's see. All the brokers are gonna show up here, right? and their rating. So some American standards is still new. They need to, but look at this. American metals is a D. They are not approved. Freight center is A. So anything which has American shows up, or you can simply put MC number.
Yeah.
Is this a must? Have you ever tried to book load and you like
No,
call in and then you figure out, oh my God, they are not approved? Or do you do this step first?
no. Right now it should be done so fast. I'm starting to call and simultaneously I'm checking the credit. If it's red, then I just like hang up and that's it.
Yeah. So you don't even have a courtesy to say, right? Come on, guys, you should start paying your bills. Also, did you start using the Ryan transportation? Because we can book, since you have RTS, you don't have to wait 90 days to set up. Did you start looking at their load boards right here?
I checked their load boards, but I didn't like the price or rates that day. But I had once Ryan Transportation, yes, last week.
So here's my advice to you. Usually you gonna book the load, call somebody, and make sure you become a friend with that guy. Because when you call and tell them, guys, we have you a factory, we and you guys also Ryan Transportation, we a carrier who you already making money on the factory, and it's easy. Plus, you can always talk to the same person. There
Uh,
are good guys in the Ryan Transportation who, if you see the load for 650, you will get 1200. You will get, if you call them directly, because usually they do not answer. So the next time when you build this relationship, make sure you have direct number. I can even share it. I will text you a few of them. Just call them direct, tell them, because I dispatch a lot of loads with them, and you can do something else. So what other advices, Alex? So like
So I'm so
Friday. What do you do on Friday?
there is always something to do. So like in terms of fuels, like reporting this paperwork, safety, everything, checking the dates or maybe some due dates. Like right now, my carrier's medical card is expiring. I just reminded him yesterday he has 1 month to do it. So we have to pre-plan where he will go to the medical facility to do this and this kind of stuff, like mainly paperwork and admin stuff. And I also like created one Excel sheet where I keep the contacts or direct contacts of the broker agents where I liked booking the loads with them, even in TQL, let's say. And I had a couple times, or Coyote, that I called them directly and asked, my truck is going to be tomorrow in New Jersey. Do you have anything else like we did last week? And then she gave me the list of the load she had. Or there was one company also with like plants. We did one load with them also, and they also gave me the list of loads for the next day, the previous night, and I had a load before it hit the load board, even from them. It was like within these 2 months only, like one time doing something, then making the contacts. If it's possible, then it's great.
That's great. Let's go through some comments. We've seen a lot of people watching us right now. I see Jerry. Jerry just finished class in March. Yes, new authority owner operators are usually looking for dispatcher because they are new, right? So they also kind of, if somebody calls me with one truck, for me it's not interested anymore, right? Because I want to carry with 4 or 5 trucks because I can provide that service. But for you guys as a new dispatcher, this is the best combo: new authority and new dispatchers, because you can grow together. And yes, so Jerry just proved to us it took him a little bit faster because Jerry had that communication skills. He was goal oriented. I remember on the video, which is gonna be posted, Jerry. Yeah, you will be YouTube star too. And next time I will text you and bring you live. So make sure you're ready, like Alex, to jump onto our lives. So he had communication skills. He did got the knowledge foundation, and he had his plan, right? So he stick to plan. He knew what to ask, and here you go. Congratulations, Jerry. And let's see what other people asking. This live came right on time. Thank you, guys. We have greetings, Slava Ukraini, Heroyam Slava. Being unprepared is the worst feeling, right? Alex, what do you think you still need to catch up on? Because I mean, our classes are intense, and you took safety, you took mentoring for a few months, right? So you were a lucky one when mentoring was in a full. We're gonna go back to this in June. I don't know if you're gonna join or not. You probably know a lot already,
I
but
will.
what else do you think you need to improve? Like knowledge in what?
Well, first of all, I need to go through all the seasons, but there is always something very small detail that you have to leave or like encounter. And I think it's like only 2 months that I'm doing this, and there are a lot of new surprises maybe that I can see. But I think it's not a problem to solve them. You just need to, because yeah, the only major thing I needed like contacts with good brokers.
Okay,
So,
but let me ask you this, because when I was talking to you, when you reached out to me to help you with IFTA, then you told me, Alex, I'm almost as sassy as you are. So tell me, how does that confidence come from? Where does it come, that attitude? Like, tell me.
this was maybe after booking third load.
Mhm.
It was the first week, third load, and that's it. Because I felt like I'm already confident because I can talk. I'm not afraid of talking, asking, or checking the details because sometimes you don't understand. They talk too fast or something, and then I'm double checking. I'm not rushing at all. I know it's too fast now because some brokers hang the phone up because they get the calls from 10 different people, and it's different tempo right now than it was 2 months ago. But anyways, that was after that third, because I knew what to say, I knew what to ask,
Okay.
how
So
to say.
you knew, we in from our training, all
Yeah,
the questions, how they have to go in
yes,
the order. You cannot jump in front of the
yeah,
train because the train's gonna kill you. So you were prepared, question wise, mentally wise, and you did a lot of studying. You did all the quizzes and everything else. But can you cut the nonsense kind of right away now? Do you waste your
yes,
time on nonsense?
yes, yes. Even when I look at the prices, sometimes let's say average price for 1,000 miles is, let's say, 2,500, and someone has 2,950 or 3,000. That's probably in the red circle in the factoring. So I'm checking it. It's
Or
100.
it's probably what? Not one pick, not one drop. It's
Five.
gonna be multi picks, multi drops, driver assist, some nonsense. So
Yeah.
whatever looks too good
Yeah.
doesn't mean that it is the
Yes.
best load. You have to be realistic, because if the market, everybody's paying 21, 22, if you seen somebody with 29 and it's still there on the load board, I mean, you can practice and kind of, that's what we do in a class, right? Let's call and see what the nonsense is. But for you already, you don't even waste your time. You don't even want to make that phone call, because you need to make calls on other loads, which is possible. I already know when I see that number that something is wrong there, because if it would be a good load, first of all, for that money, it would not be there. If it would be one-on-one, good transit, good commodity, not chances of having cargo liability claims, it would not be there. So that's probably advice for brand new dispatchers. Do not jump on the highest paying load. Do you organize your load board by deadhead? Like I am preaching, eliminate deadheads, because again, look at the next questions. HOS. HOS. How are you dealing, Alex, with HOS? Do
So
you have login to your ELD guy, or you calling him all the
uh,
time? Are you gonna make it? So tell me.
no, when I'm calling him, I'm telling him you have still 750 miles to go. How do you know that? I see it on the ELD, so it's all live there. I can see all the hours, how many hours he has, and then when I call, I don't even need to ask him. Despite we discuss everything, let's say every day or maybe the night before the plan for the next day. I just check on the ELD on my portal, and I see how many hours he has and how to plan the load. I know he can drive, let's say, 600 to 650 a day, and that's how I
And
calculate.
it depends on our area, right? So here,
Yeah,
Alimova Eliana's asking, how can you tell the tricks on how to calculate the HOS? So, Alex, how did you learn how to calculate HOS?
That was really hard without doing it in real life. And then it just like, let's say if he has to go 3 days, he can drive 6 to 650.
But you
And
have to know the basic rules, right? You
the
need to
rules,
know the cycle. That's what we
yes,
covered in the class and in the safety and in dispatch cycle. Then you need to know shift. Then you need to know all mandatory brakes, fuel, and PTIs, right? And
yes,
then after a while, it becomes natural. And of course, you have to see how far is next pickup, how long is he gonna just take from EOD on deadheading there. That's why. Why do we want to deliver to London, Kentucky and pick up in London, Kentucky? Why do we want to deliver to Neenah, Wisconsin and actually pick up Neenah, Wisconsin in the same facility? So we can save those hours of service and we can keep going. Then we have recap. But you had to know the rules, right? You
yeah,
cannot just, okay, I'm going to ask drivers all the time. And sometimes you do need to look actually on that ELD when you have a strict deliveries. And you are actually in an easier position because you work with the dry vans, right?
yes, right now, yes.
So most of your shippers, let's be honest, 80% of them first come, first serve. So it makes easier for you to dispatch, right? When we were practicing for the reefers, remember we were doing homework and making phone calls for the reefers. Well, those appointments are very strict. Pick up today at 3 p.m., deliver in Pennsylvania tomorrow at 8 p.m. Well, okay, picking up in Chicago at 3, reefer facility, 3 hours to load, 6 o'clock, going to Pennsylvania, 780 miles. Is it going to be possible? It depends what he was doing in the morning, right?
Yeah.
So that's why with the reefers, it's more challenging. But is that possible to learn and kind of get used to this, right?
Yeah, it's possible. Right now, I'm uh, finishing the registrations and everything for my another guy. He's a reefer, and probably end of May it's gonna be like first load. Let's see. So we are now. I just got a title for his truck. The trailer is already registered, and then IFTA, all those kind of like procedures, and then maybe in 3 4 weeks I'm gonna start.
Sounds good. And what's going to happen in the end of May? Florida's going to start the produce, going to be there for a few weeks. California, of course, looking at California, right? What's going on? Well, look at this. I hope that you go and you read all the articles. Look, on April 20th, Dad posted a new article about what? About a prediction for produce in California. And actually, we are not predicting a good season in
Yeah,
California due to drought. So when people say, how are you guys going to know if the rate's going to go up? Well, we already know that produce in California is not going to go higher. We already know that it's going to affect what? All market, right?
yeah.
So Florida, you have to be very careful and remember the commodities, right? Remember that corn, right? Ice in that corn. Don't stay away from blueberries. Do not buy in watermelons because you're going to be sitting there waiting for them to pick up those watermelons. If you have to pick up watermelons or green peppers, pick up green peppers and go, right? So you remember all that. We went through the details. But what's going to be challenging for you now? You're going to have one guy who is a dry van. You're going to have another guy who is reefer. Well, I can tell you this, different markets, a little bit different markets and different game plan because you will need to be very precise with the reefer, delivering and picking up.
I already told him to buy the pulp measure, or how is it called?
Oh, the laser thermometer. Yeah.
Yeah,
He has to have it for sure. He
yeah,
needs to make sure that he installs e-tracks. E-tracks, guys, install e-tracks in a reefer. Make sure you have it so you can secure the loads better, right?
yeah.
Secondary, make sure that he has downloadable reefer. Does he has downloadable reefer? Hopefully, yes, right? Maintaining the reefer. And again, to prevent any liability. Alex, what do you have to make sure you have which folder? reefer maintenance folder, because if you're gonna have any rejection and it's gonna be due to breakdown of what? Of your reefer, for insurance company to cover that, they will want to see the files that you guys change the oil, you tie the belts, that you change the filters, right? Only then you can win that case. But hopefully you're not gonna take loads, which doesn't make sense. And now summer's coming, so you're gonna stay away from what? -10. You're gonna stay away from zero. You're gonna only take what? Fresh produce, chill, and kind of start slow. Well, I think we did a good live today, and we are empowering people. If you want to be dispatcher, start now. It's never late. Don't listen to nobody. Market is tough. Yes, it's tough, but like any job, right? If you want to do it, you can do it. Well, thank you, Alex, again. I will say goodbye to you and answer a few more questions. And thanks again for jumping. You're my here now. In 2 minutes notice, you jump, and I want to see those carriers coming in and data. So we'll probably bring you back in few months and ask you about the reefers, right? Thank
Okay.
you, Alex.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye. And again, guys, we still here, and I hope that you enjoy our lives. This subject was kind of today's topic, right? Because I'm getting tired of this nonsense. I see a lot of people watching us. Sorry that we did not announce it earlier. And look at this. We have people from Colombia. Thank you. We have Tiffany. I caught you live. Thank you, Tiffany. Hello. I am dealing with the box trucks, and they are a lot of work. Yes, the box trucks, a lot of work. Again, why? Because it doesn't require CDL driver. It's easier to get into the business. No CDL driver. Equipment is less. So it's over capacity. Again, using the proper load board, Selectus, pre-booking, building a relationship is the only way you're going to be able to keep going. Will this live be safe on YouTube? Yes, it will be on YouTube. All our lives are there. Great advice. Thank you. Black book is a great idea. Maybe get a gold book for the brokers you love. Well, you know what? To be in a gold book, you have to be really, really good broker. I think the white book for them would be okay, but definitely, definitely have a black book. Who else do we have here? Wow, we have this. She will cheat you. Just take your money, and then there is no way you can use her certificate. Do not waste your money. I don't know who the Mr. Mudrak is, but again, did you take our classes? Did you actually went through our trainings? She will cheat you? Well, I do not cheat. I give you a strong foundation. We do give you lots of knowledge, and we prepare for you how to be a dispatcher. So I receive a lot of comments, nonsense comments under my YouTube. Some people say, oh my God, first go learn English. You know what? I don't care. I know my English is not perfect. It's not my first language, but I am still successful and I do what I do. So if you have a problem with my English, find some other channel. Secondary, if anybody took our classes, I can tell you this, you know what you got. And I like when people go and actually give their testimonials. We have so many of them on our website. The real stories. We just got you a guy who took from other classes, and finally his dream came true. I have students who succeeded within 2 weeks. Did we had a Jerry today? I have lots and lots of people who open businesses, run their businesses as a trucking, as a carriers, as a dispatch services, as a dispatcher, as a safety professional. So again, if you are having comment like this, at least let me talk to you, because I don't really know who you are, but I want you to wish happy trucking, stay safe, keep going to your dreams, baby steps in the beginning, and never stop. Babies crawl in the beginning. That's your knowledge, right? You crawl and you get in your knowledge. Then you make a first step. because you got your knowledge, you're gonna make your phone calls, then you get your first carrier, then you start walking, and finally, after a few months, you're gonna be running, right? I love you all. See you soon. And thanks for watching, sharing, and again, thanks for everybody who was asking questions and for Alex. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye. Make sure you go to our class. And yes, our May class is sold out. Our June class already at 60% sold out. Do not wait to the last minute. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you soon. And I will say goodbye to you guys.